Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday, September 18th? We are here for more live Diddy coverage. If you missed it yesterday, oh, great. My mouse stopped working. If you missed it yesterday, I have to handle that immediately. I did cover this case live, and Diddy had a bail hearing argument. His lawyer was making the argument that he should be allowed to leave the jail and before his trial, and he should be able to get out, walk free, and acknowledged a little bit that maybe Diddy could be a flight risk and offered up as collateral his own house. Somehow Lou Taylor got involved, whatever. Anyway, so somehow miraculously there's a 1-day turnaround, apparently. I mean, who knew? For Diddy. Oh, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Alex B. So yeah, there's a 1-day turnaround apparently. So I mean, I don't even know if a whole day has transpired since he was denied bail, and now we're about to do the appeal hearing. So hello, 331 people in the chat. I do also have the case pulled up on Pacer in case we want to look at that. And of course, let me pull this one up. Let me show y'all. Our good friend who definitely doesn't know I exist, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, that we covered yesterday. We read this person's tweets yesterday and also this morning on a video that I put out earlier, or not this morning. I recorded it this morning. I put it out this afternoon at 1:15 Eastern. Also today, we have the 24-hour live stream going. BJ Investigates P. Diddy for 24 hours. That's going on over there. So it is just like a P. Diddy fest carnival over here. And we also, like yesterday, we have two separate different angles. These aren't really that different. I think they're of the same entrance. I mean, they're kind of different. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. It's been a lot to keep up with. Love you, mean it, Crystal Gonzalez. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Okay, so the girl at the beach said this prosecuting district has a 99% successful conviction rate. He's not going anywhere. Interesting. Watching from Barcelona, Queen of YouTube and Princess of the Law. Yes, love you, mean it. Love you, mean it, Leia. I look like I'm all diddied out. I'm definitely feeling fatigued, but I'm also excited, and I kind of like whenever this kind of story is going on. So it definitely does make me feel tired, but it's kind of like one of those rewarding tired, it's like I feel really lucky and grateful and fortunate that I get to even, have a job where I can even watch stuff like this live as it's going on, much less that my job is to watch it. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I do get a little bit fatigued, but I really don't cover stuff unless I want to. So if I really don't feel like it, I'm not, because I don't work for y'all. So I'm not doing it. But this, I'm good. I'm definitely I have a different demeanor in the morning. I'm much more of a morning person. I wake up very, very early in the morning. So by this time in the afternoon, I'm kind of getting tired. Thank you, Melissa, for the $4.99 super chat. Oh my gosh, what does that mean? Aw, thanks, OG Daboose. Y'all, I think maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to change my contacts, because surely I don't need to start wearing glasses or something. I'm starting to feel like I'm doing this a lot more. And I'm like, uh-oh. Gonna need the bifocals, I did. I always do. Thank you very much. I do go. No, do not support that in this chat. They're doing check 1, 2, 3s. Let me pull that up for y'all. You hear it? He's saying check 1, 2, 3. Ah! I was pretending like he was talking to me. Do y'all ever do that, like, with your nieces, nephews, kids? Like, you pretend like the person on the screen's talking to you, and you're just like, I don't know. That's why I want to know. Oh yeah, how did you get removed? How did okay, hold on, sorry. That's what I want to know. How is the poll doing? Let me pull the poll up. What are y'all voting in there on? What do you think is Oh, is there no poll? I thought I put one up. Okay, hold on. I thought I put a poll up. Boo. Do y'all see a poll? Eh. Okay. Well, this is one of the fun parts about being live. You get all this live action editing. Okay, what was I doing? Yes, okay. I've also been like editing and doing thumbnails for like 5 different things today, and usually I'm working on like one thing a day, so I'm feeling a little disoriented. Okay, what am I doing? It's YouTube Studio. Yeah, I want to go to this because I want to put a poll up. I thought I put a poll up. Y'all tell me. Okay, so y'all, all right, thank you. Mine's just glitching over here. Aggravating. Oh my gosh, this is a funny name. Thank you for the $2 thank you for the $2 super chat, DMT tripping. Love you, BJ. Can't wait to see who's exposed next. Who knows? No man knows the day or the hour that the full force of the federal judiciary can turn on you. It comes at you fast. All right. Okay. Yes, there's a poll. Thank you. Thank y'all. It was glitching. It was tricking me. It was fake news. Fake. Okay. So I did find the Diddy documents. Do y'all want to? What should we do right now? What do y'all want to do? We could go over the thing that the government filed today. Diddy filed something today. Let me pull it up. Let me show y'all. Shoot, where's that stupid case? Oh my God. They make it hard to find, I feel like. That's my conspiracy theory, is they making it hard. Oh, wait, I already got it up. Okay. Here's the case right here. In Pacer, USA v. Combs, sealed defendant, but then they unsealed it, so now it says Combs. See, it was filed the 12th, which was, I think, 6 days ago. Let's go to our handy docket report. I don't know. I'm taking, I don't work for y'all or anything, but I am right now. I'm not sure what to do. Like, I'll take a little audience suggestion, a little audience participation on this one. No, I did not, Furry Bee. Who resigned? I didn't see this news. I don't think his son was arrested. I didn't see anything about that. Appeal has started. Okay, let me go to Mr. What's his name? Matthew. Okay, here we go. Our friend over here at Inner City Press. We seized 6 guns. Let's see. Hold on. 4 minutes. Oh, shoot. He's been going a while. Okay. Here he goes. High ceiling courtroom, 110. Sean Combs is at defense table, still in black shirt. So he's wearing the same kind of ensemble as yesterday. Not MDC tan uniform. Don't know what that means. 2 U.S. Marshals seated behind him, waiting on Judge Andrew L. Carter. Okay, so see, yesterday, right, of course, this is an appeal. It would be a different judge. Okay. All Rise, Government, AUSA, Emily Johnson, the freak-offs were elaborate. They began in 2009 and extended into this year. They're saying that these freak-offs happened into this year. They were arranged with his entourage. The defendant used narcotics so that the victims would continue. K, GHB, and others. The defendant would record these FOs, at least in part, to use them to blackmail. This is a Steen and a Stein type of sounding type of thing to me. The assistant U.S. attorney goes on. We have an email. A victim says, you are going to make me, I'm not going to say it on the public record, or you're going to leak some FO bleep. So it's like quoting a victim, something about leaking some FO, some freak OFF. I think that word gets dinged. So I'm trying not to get, shut down over here. Then the AUSA goes on. The defendant would, a different victim wrote, he said he was going to expose me with the SEX tape. I was rugged. That's just two examples. And it's so rich when the defendant's submission filed today accuses the victim of extorting. He is the only extorter. The assistant U.S. attorney goes on. We seized 6 guns. They were in the defendant's home and he had access to them. We are focused on the defaced guns in defendant's closet. This is not about security, but dangerousness. The security team is in the same one he says would monitor him. The head of his security has now been served with a subpoena, given what we've learned about his role in the offense conduct. So they're kind of so Diddy was saying, okay, well, I hired a security company, and it was the security company that had those AR-15s with the scratched off serial numbers in my bedroom closet. It wasn't me that had that in there. It was my security company. And listen, however they were using those weapon, whatever, that's on them. You gotta go after them. It's not on me. So here's the assistant U.S. attorney saying, the head of his security has now been served with a subpoena, given what we've learned about his role in the offense conduct. This is that Fakeem Muhammad. What's his name? Somebody put it in the chat. Fahim Shahid. What's this guy's name? Fahim. It was 2 of them. They were both security for Michael Jackson, if I recall correctly. This is a live. I'm not, if I recall correctly, to my memory. Don't, take that for what it's worth. Okay. The defendant had FOs in on March 5th, 2016. That's the Cassie footage. We have evidence there was one commercial SEX worker there in the room during the assault. She isn't even wearing shoes. She is in danger. Defendant storms out in a towel. Let's see if anything comes up when I refresh. Indeed, it does. Okay. The state, the government, the assistant U.S. attorney goes on. We have a message from the victim. I think this is Cassie. Quote, I still have crazy bruising. He claims he wanted to get his clothes back, but that's not what happened to her. I think the quote is over. Okay, so now it's the assistant U.S. attorney. That's not what happened to her. He claims, I wanted to get my clothes back. No, that's not what happened, says the U.S. attorney. She tried to escape, the victim. She tried to escape a room with the defendant and a commercial S worker. She fled without shoes. Immediately after the assault, the defendant sent these messages. Call me. The defendant, meaning Diddy, Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs. Immediately after the altercation in the hotel room with Cassie and all that, the careening down the hallway with the towel. The assistant U.S. the assistant U.S. attorney is now saying Diddy sent Cassie messages after that incident saying, call me. The cops are here. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call. I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone? Diddy knew he had done something that could elicit police response. Okay, so that's what the prosecutor is saying. Nothing new yet. Thank you, Dad Monroe, for giving me the status of the poll. Okay, let me refresh again. This is like live tweets coming from inside the courtroom from this inner city press. So I'm kind of limited by how fast he is tweeting. Still nothing. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I go to his actual page, I told y'all I'm twill literate. No, it's still, that's it. Okay, so nothing new still. I liked this tweet from Inner City Press. He quote tweeted someone who was telling him, "Get a real job, dude." So like that was like an insult to him, right? Like to this Inner City Press guy that's literally inside the courtroom right now telling us what's going on. Like, can you imagine what a time to be alive? What a time to be alive. They shut this down in the Britney Spears hearing. We were doing similar things to this and they shut it down. They made it to where you couldn't even have your phone in the court. You couldn't have anything. You could have a laptop. You could only have a pen and a paper. And it was like very strict. But then the media had recording devices. So who knew they have more rights than us? Even though the Constitution definitely doesn't say that. Okay, let's do another refresh. Okay. He covered up what he did. Okay, so the assistant U.S. attorney goes on and says he covered up what he did, meaning Diddy. This year, after that surveillance video came out, only then did he admit that it was him. Yesterday, it was claimed that his clothes were taken, but that's not what happened. Why drag the victim back down the hall to the room? Exactly. Listen, I, mark my words. I told Diddy's lawyer some free advice. He owes me $1,000, even though I'm giving it to him pro bono. This is going to be the issue. There is no way to get anything from this legal strategy. Only bad will come from trying to blame Cassie, trying to make it into a lover's quarrel. We all saw it. She was trying to run away. She didn't want to be there. It's like, don't go down. Don't even go there. You're barking up the wrong tree. And look, boom, right here in court. If you want, put a 3-3 in the chat. If you watched my video earlier and you heard me saying that, because I'm not going to let them gaslight me. Okay. We have another update. The assistant U.S. attorney is still talking, and she says, the indisputable evidence makes clear you cannot take Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs at his word. March 5th, 2016 is far from the defendant, that's Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, lone act of violence and obstruction. It's not just that. Freak-off activity is the core of this case. They use force, coercion, substances. Okay, let's see if a new one's coming up. Okay, yes, another one came up. The U.S. attorney, the assistant U.S. attorney goes on. She says, our investigation is ongoing. Half a dozen escorts is just the tip of the iceberg of the number of escorts who have participated in these freak-offs. This case is charged as a trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. The acts were not consensual. Okay, so they're still arguing the same stuff, which I think they're kind of forced to do. So this is the same hearing as yesterday. If it feels like deja vu, it's because it's literally the same hearing as yesterday, but this time it's just before the appeal. I don't know if it's before the appeals court or if he's appealed it just to a higher judge in this jurisdiction. I do not know. I did not look into it. Let's see if anything else is going to come up. Refresh. No, nothing new yet. Okay. Anybody know why the 23andMe board had a mass resignation? Sometimes the Explore page does pique my interest, I will say. 23andMe. Isn't that the spit in the tube company? Okay, let me refresh again. What is this book he unlinked in here? Okay, so 17 seconds ago, he tweeted another update, and it's got some kind of what? It says, Assistant U.S. Attorney says, consider U.S. versus Haddon. And then there's like a link to a book with you know who Maxwell on the cover. So, what is this? Okay, I don't know. Let's refresh again. Nothing new. I guess let's check this book situation out. What is it? US versus River and US versus Maxwell. I don't want to click on an Amazon link though. What I mean for what? It's a book. Eh. Okay, I'm gonna go back to his main page and see if something comes up. If you're just joining, I am reading the live tweets from this independent journalist called Inner City Press. He's inside the Diddy bail appeal hearing, and this bail appeal is happening for a hearing for the bail denial that just occurred yesterday. I mean, it was like a 24-hour turnaround. Who knew appeals could happen so fast? Wow. So now I'm just kind of like refreshing every so often to see this guy's updates and reading them to y'all and reacting live. And then after that, we're going to go to these shots of outside the courthouse in the Southern District of New York in case there's going to be some type of press conference. And then after that, we'll keep doing live coverage and reacting. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you didn't get accidentally unsubscribed. You know, that can sometimes happen. Oopsie daisy. I will be following this case. In turn, refreshing again here. Okay. We have another update from 14 seconds ago. Now, the assistant U.S. attorney somehow is still talking. I don't know what the big gap in time was. I was on the edge of my seat over here. But the assistant U.S. attorney has said, the defense is arguing that anyone in a freak off wanted to be there. That's not the law. When people are threatened with exposure and are beaten, they cannot consent. That is what the prosecution is saying in court pretty much right now. She goes on to say, that is bleeping. Victims' heads were against car windows. Okay, so there was a component of violence, is what the prosecution is alluding to. I'm going to refresh again and see if we have any more updates. No. No updates. Not any yet. Thank you for the $10 super chat leverage. Diddy performed his crimes at home, so why would they send him home is a great question. The great question. Who gave gifts? Oh my goodness, a lot of y'all. Okay, hold on. I said thank you to there. Okay, thank you to Melissa for the $4.99 super chat. There's a law strictly for ST charges and bail. They don't allow bail except for certain circumstances. Right. Thank you to PM for the 5 memberships. If you got one of those memberships, make sure you give PM a shout out. And even if you did not, thank you very much. And yep, welcome to memberships. To boost. Okay, let's do another refresh and see if we have any more updates from inside the P. Diddy bail appeal hearing. Yes, we do. We have another one. Okay. Assistant U.S. Attorney still talking. Here are some texts. When you get up, you knock me around. This is not good. It goes on to say, I am not a rag doll. I am someone's child. Okay, so this is the U.S. attorney, assistant U.S. attorney. She's saying, here's some text messages, Your Honor. Quote, when you get bleep up, you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. The assistant U.S. attorney goes on to say, we have witnesses who witnessed the injuries. This conduct happened behind closed doors in houses, hotel rooms, and cars. The judge was concerned. Nothing else since. And if you do go to Inner City Press's Twitter page, he goes live and stuff too. He was live earlier. I was trying to get live so I could show y'all that live, but it was just, I was trying to get everything else all pulled up. Lives are a little bit high pressure. So I was trying to get all my tabs in order and everything, and I just didn't have time. But if you go over there, he has a lot of live streams. He had some yesterday as well, before and after the hearing. He does little recaps, and it's just really great. I've sent y'all over there before, and I think you should support this type of journalism. It still hasn't had any updates yet since that last one we read. And again, to remind you, the last one we read was, here are some texts, and they read some text messages to the judge. When you get effed up, you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. We have witnesses. They saw the injuries, all that. So that was the last one we read, but there haven't been any new updates. Let's refresh one more time, or once more, I should say. Okay. We do have another one. The assistant U.S. attorney is still speaking. She says, Judge, okay, sorry. Okay. Judge Tarnovsky, that was the one who decided yesterday, the one at the trial level. So the previous judge, the trial judge, found that she did not believe defense counsel can control the defendant. Consider the Mercedes case in this circuit. So now she is citing another case from this same court circuit or whatever, and she's citing as the Mercedes case. It was reversing a decision to release a defendant. Let's turn to obstruction. Witnesses have expressed extreme fear of him. Okay, so this case is being decided on a few different grounds. Okay, so what is being decided on the micro level is whether or not they're going to let Diddy free. They're going to let him wander free and clear, or free with some conditions before he goes to trial, right? So does he have to wait for trial in jail, or can he be free, or some type of house arrest, or what? That's why you're seeing all this stuff about $50 million floating around. Because usually if you're a flight risk, or if it's a significant risk that you're not going to show up to court, then you can mitigate that risk by giving up some type of collateral. In this case, the collateral that was offered up was $2 million plus a $48 million house, which is his mansion, right? As collateral. So if I don't show up back to court, Your Honor, y'all can repossess my house, and I won't have it anymore. But the assistant U.S. attorney in the U.S. attorney's office was arguing, okay, so what about the flight risk? What about he's dangerous? What about he intimidates people? What about he beats people up? What about all of this other stuff, Your Honor, that this $48 million and the kids' passports has nothing to do with the fact that he will send somebody over there to hurt somebody. He will try to intimidate a witness, a juror. We got to keep this man locked up. And that's what's being argued right now, it seems like, that kind of point. Just refreshed again. Let's see if we have any more tweets. No more. That was the last one. So I didn't read the last part of that last one. So it does say, consider the Mercedes case in this circuit, reversing a decision to release a defendant. Let's turn to obstruction. Okay. So the assistant U.S. attorney was going for, okay, fine. He's dangerous, all that. He's dangerous. He might hurt somebody. Fine. Next reason, he might obstruct the proceedings in this very case. Let's turn to that. Let's turn to the fact witnesses have expressed extreme fear of him, which not only is in and of itself a bad thing, but also it affects our ability to have a fair trial over here. That's what the assistant U.S. attorney is trying to say. I just refreshed again. Let's see if there's anything new. Oh, Did the thread disappear just now? Y'all saw that? Oh, thank goodness. It's disappeared. Y'all see that, right? Watch. I refreshed. See it? It's right there. It's right there. Gone. What the hell? What? Okay, there it is. It seems to be staying. Okay. Oh, my heart is racing. Okay. Okay. So we have two more. Okay. So then the assistant U.S. attorney goes on to say they have directly contacted a victim in November 2023, constant contact with witnesses to the charged conduct after subpoena before government interviews. Two of these examples are there are communications between the defendant and a witness, 13 contacts. So the judge interrupts, the appeals court judge Carter interrupts and says, 13 contacts with two people? He wants clarification. What do you mean 13 contacts? The assistant U.S. attorney says, sorry, 14 contacts between the defendant and the witness. Also, he outreached to a witness he had not been in contact with for several years after the grand jury subpoena. He also used intermediaries, meaning not only did he contact people directly, sometimes 14 times he would contact one single witness. We saw in what was it we were reading earlier? Some document I was reading earlier that they had said that Diddy, what it was this guy's tweets. This man's tweets from yesterday, same guy, same situation as yesterday, deja vu. He was saying yesterday that he was reporting yesterday from inside the courtroom that they were focusing on that issue in particular. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, he's got another update. He recorded the conversation on another person's device. Okay, so Diddy recorded a conversation that he had with a witness or a victim. It's unclear. I can go back and try and decipher, but I want to make sure I'm staying on top of up to date. It says Diddy recorded the conversation on another person's device. In November 2023, that was when Cassie filed that original, her lawsuit against him that settled the next day. So in November 2023, he twice called a victim. On November 19th, he received a text from this other person in response. It reads, I feel like I'm reading my own SUL trauma. Okay, I'm not sure what in the heck is going on over here. Okay. He had direct contacts. I'm back up here at the top. He had direct contacts with a victim in November 2023. Okay. Constant contact with witnesses to the charged conduct. So people who had witnessed the conduct that we're talking about here today, the witnesses to it, Diddy allegedly had constant contact with them after they were subpoenaed and before the government talked to them. So he's saying this is an important point in time because this is before the government was able to do an interview with these people. Diddy was getting in touch with them, and that indicates witness intimidation or intervention or an attempt to obstruct or something. That's what they're trying to argue here. And then the prosecutor says there's two examples of this. There's communications between Diddy and a witness. 14 communications, contacts between Diddy and a witness. The judge is clarifying with two people, and he's like, no, one witness. The witness. That's Cassie. Also, he outreached to a witness. He had not been, I don't know if it's Cassie actually, because she's the victim number one, but I don't know if she's the witness, so let me not misspeak. He outreached to a witness he had not been in contact with for several years. So they were going to be somebody as a witness, and then Diddy reached out to him. He wasn't even in contact with these people. So the lawyers, the prosecutors are trying to prove or use this as evidence to support their argument that Diddy is obstructing their ability to do this trial and he needs to be locked up. We're just talking about obstruction. We're not talking about violence or anything else. Obstruction and witness tampering and stuff like that. He recorded a conversation on somebody's phone. He called a victim twice in November, and he received a text from this person in response, and it reads, I feel like, okay, so the person responded back to him like, I feel like I'm reading back my own trauma. Like almost, I think it's to imply the person he was texting didn't want to be contacted. Okay, I refreshed. Okay, we have another one. The assistant U.S. attorney goes on and says the defendant, that's Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, called her, the witness, and gaslit her, trying to convince her it had been consensual. He repeatedly said he was not supposed to be speaking on the phone. He tells the witness not to text him. Oh, this is bad. This is news, breaking news. The defendant, that's Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, said if support, nothing to worry about, money. What? Maybe that means something like Diddy said, I can support you financially if you need. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't really know. Y'all can read it right there. Look, it says it right there. But this is news. I mean, is it surprising in any way? No. But this is an allegation coming from the federal prosecutors saying Diddy called. I'm assuming this is Cassie, but it could be any witness, and gaslit her, trying to convince her it has been consensual. He repeatedly said he wasn't supposed to be speaking on the phone. He tells the witness not to text him. The defendant said if support, nothing to worry about, money. I don't know what that means. Let's refresh. That freaked me out when it wasn't showing up. I'll tell you that. Ugh, okay, let me get back to his Twitter. Okay. Ooh, financial advisor. Ooh, beep, wee woo. Lou Taylor alert. Lou Taylor alert. The assistant U.S. attorney goes on to say, quote, I'm reading the tweet. Y'all can read it with me right here. It's right here. Quote, the defendant wrote that Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs wrote, his financial advisor should not make a mistake and not get that rent paid. This was obstruction. Oh my God. 1 minute ago, alert the media. Lou Taylor. If this is Lou Taylor, I'm reading exactly what y'all are. I don't know. Maybe Diddy has a financial advisor that's not TriStar. Maybe it's not Lou. Maybe it's not Robin. But I really think it is, considering their fingerprints are already all over this. And the defendant Diddy wrote that his financial advisor should not make a mistake and not get that rent paid. This was obstruction. We have federal prosecutors. If this is to be believed, which I believe this is happening, looking at these tweets, we have federal prosecutors saying Diddy's financial advisors would even be willing to make a mistake and not pay somebody's rent for a reason of, quote, obstruction. I'm reading from the tweets. Let's refresh. Okay. We have another one, 40 seconds ago. The assistant U.S. attorney is still speaking. I'll go over the cases. The judge says, that's not necessary. This is the appeals judge. That's not necessary. I'm familiar with the cases. The assistant U.S. attorney speaks again. A recent civil suit last week, Dawn Richard filed a civil suit. She was in a band also with Ms. Harper. Ms. Harper issued a statement after 128 phone contacts. 128 phone contacts. This is outrageous behavior. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. Let's refresh. Preposterous even. I mean, 128, and then he's calling 54 times. I don't know if that's cumulative. The 128 might include the previous aforementioned 54. Nothing new since that on that most recent refresh. Oh my gosh. What's the poll at? Anybody, Outcast says, "This is par for the course witness intimidation tactics for Diddy." I don't remember how I phrased the question. What's the yes, no question? Will Diddy win or will Diddy walk free? Let's refresh again. Okay. We have another one. Assistant U.S. Attorney says, "We didn't deal with Lawrence Ray's case. Magistrate Judge Fox ordered detention even on one victim. But the judge found that corroborated by documentary evidence, the judge said anything else. Assistant U.S. Attorney said a few more things. And then the judge said, how many? So the judge is seemingly getting a little bit impatient. I think the judge probably already heard what he or she needed to hear. Judge Clark, I don't remember if it was I think it was he. Um, and then the assistant U.S. attorney said 3 more minutes. I want 3 more minutes. So probably 3 more minutes. That means this person could have probably gone 20 more. Whew, y'all. I had to do a argument in law school, like for a class. It was required and in a federal courtroom, and we had to do like a federal, was it like a motion to dismiss or motion for summary? I don't remember. Nothing new has happened. I just refreshed. It's the last thing. And it was like at nighttime, it was dark outside. It was like, they let us go in there and use the courthouse for practice for our class or whatever. And it was like, we really had to sit there. There was like a real judge that was like, you know, off duty or whatever, like just playing. We're doing a mock. And it was so, oh my God, I cried. I literally cried. I like did the mock trial or whatever and then like left out of the room and cried. It wasn't a mock trial because trials don't happen at the appellate. Was it appellate or federal? It was appeals or federal. I don't remember. It was one of these big courthouses. Okay, I refreshed again. We have another update. AUSA, she's still talking. Okay, we're still hearing the last 3 minutes from her. Um, and she says, traveling to New York does not address danger to the community. So y'all remember how I told you there's like a few different grounds that the prosecutors rather are arguing Diddy should be locked up. It's because he's dangerous. It's because he's violent. It's because he might flee. It's because he obstructs the case. All that stuff, right? And now the assistant U.S. attorney is saying it doesn't. Traveling to New York only addresses part of it. It addresses a little bit of stuff and it addresses like, okay, yeah, him fleeing, but it doesn't address his being a danger to the community. We have all these grounds and he hasn't addressed all of them. He's only trying to address one or two. I am here seeking detention, but I note that the bail package does not have enough conditions that focus on obstruction, and it couldn't. He's been involving other people. So it's saying like there's nothing that he could possibly put in there, Your Honor, because it's not just putting a shot collar on him, not just putting, hold on, I have to get rid of this blinking ass message. Whoever's messaging me right now. Go away. Let me see something real quick. I want to like turn them off. Okay, I guess I can't. All right, let me pull it back up. Okay, let's refresh. Nothing new. Traveling to New York does not address the danger to the community. Hold on. Let me just sign out of my personal. Okay. Let's refresh. Nothing new since that one. So the last one we have is the assistant U.S. attorney saying traveling to New York does not address danger to the community. I'm seeking detention, but I note that the bail package does not have enough conditions that focus on the obstruction, and it couldn't. He's been involving other people. So she's like, look, we can't put an ankle bracelet and a iCloud monitor and a travel restriction on every single lackey that he has access to. We just can't. And so for that reason, if only that reason alone, we got to keep him locked up just so that we can restrict his ability to be able to obstruct, right? This is the prosecution's argument. I just refreshed again and I don't see anything else. So we're just waiting for updates. Let's refresh again. Okay, 12 seconds ago, we got another update finally. Okay. The assistant U.S. attorney says the defendant, that's Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Combs, should be detained pending trial. Okay. Then we have Judge, I think Clark is his name. He looks over and he goes, defense. So that's, to Diddy's lawyers. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, he stands up. He says, let me start with Miss Harper. Okay, who's Miss Harper? She is the one from the Dawn Richard case. Like she somehow is associated over there. She was also, I think, in Dana D. Kane from the Making the Band band. So Diddy's lawyer says, let me start with her. Let me start with Miss Harper. I was called by her and a lawyer. I said, do what you want. Make a statement or not. I later found out that she did. Okay. So he's saying he's giving his recounting of the interaction with this woman, Miss Harper, and her lawyer. He's like, I told them they could talk if they want to. Then I found out they did. This is Diddy's lawyer again, y'all. This is two different sides, right? We just heard from the prosecutor, assistant U.S. attorney, I think like Emily A. Johnson or something. And now we're hearing the rebuttal from the defense, which is Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, who I think represented, I don't know. I need to check this. I need to fact check this once and for all. But some of y'all were saying that this Mark Agnifilo fella, he had represented the Nexium owner, like defendant, Keith Rainier or whatever. I just refreshed again. There wasn't anything new. Let's try again. Nothing new, but this is now, if you're just joining this, now we are reading live tweets from inside the courtroom, excuse me, of the Diddy bail appeal hearing. So yesterday his bail was denied. Today he somehow miraculously got an appeal hearing, and the judge that's hearing that is hearing it right now. There is an independent journalist inside the courtroom, Matthew, going as Inner City Press, and he is live tweeting from inside the courtroom. I'm reading the live tweets and reacting to them with y'all. I just refreshed to see if we have any new tweets. We don't. So right now, we've just heard or read the arguments on the side of the prosecution, the government, the state, the United States, representing we the people in the interests of we the people. We just heard her arguments. There was an assistant U.S. attorney. She gave arguments. And then the judge wrapped her up. He was like, or she, I don't know the judge gender, to be honest. I think it's he. The judge said, okay, like, wrap it up or whatever. And now we're hearing from Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. Still nothing new when I refreshed. I imagine something's got to be coming down the pipe pretty soon. I mean, this is like instantaneous, but when you're doing it live, it makes it feel like the lulls are lulling. Okay, y'all are saying you just heard he's been denied. So maybe that did happen. He's not updating it. Okay, so let me go and look at like news sources then, because y'all are saying that Diddy loses appeal. Let's see. No, nothing's coming up. I'm just checking. Excuse me. I'm just checking in on my live videos angles. Okay, I just refreshed again. 15 seconds ago. Diddy's second lawyer. Okay, so first it was Mark Agnifilo. Now here comes Diddy's other lawyer. You know how they roll real deep. Okay, so here is the second one. Teeny Garagos. I'm sorry, I do not know how to say that name. So Diddy's second lawyer stands up or begins to speak, says, Miss Harper, that's again the Danity Kane member who is somehow related to this Don Richard lawsuit. Miss Harper felt that she was being besmirched. We did speak with her at 2 a.m. on the 11th. Okay, so this is Diddy's lawyer saying, yeah, we did speak with Miss Harper at 2 in the morning on, I guess, September 11th. The judge says, after speaking, what would be the reason for Mr. Combs to continue contacting her? Oh, good question from the judge. Okay, all right. So not to belabor the point, but we're really not getting a lot. The updates ain't coming that fast anyway, so I might as well do my commentary here. Otherwise, I mean, y'all can go look at this Twitter, I guess, yourself, honestly. Diddy's lawyer is saying, yeah, Your Honor, we talked, Diddy talked to her at 2 o'clock in the morning on September 11th, but it's because she felt she was being besmirched. So we just wanted to make it right, something along those lines. And then the judge says, okay, fine. After speaking, what would be the reason? Now I'm trying to figure out who's we, because it's actually ambiguous if you really look at it. Because look, he says, we did speak with her at 2 a.m. on the 11th. So is it the lawyers on the phone at 2 a.m.? That would be weird. That's why I didn't immediately think it was the lawyers that he was talking about when he said we. But who's we? Was he with Diddy at 2 a.m.? Like, who's we? I don't know. I mean, I guess I would need to see the actual transcript, but I'm just reading this as it comes live. But the judge asks a great question. Like, okay, after anyone of y'all made contact with her, what would be the reason for Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs to continue to contact Miss Harper, who's being named in lawsuits and who is a witness? The lawyer says she was concerned she was in the media. That doesn't answer the question. Diddy contacted her because she was concerned she was in the media? That doesn't answer the question. Let's refresh. 34 seconds ago, we have another update. Diddy's first lawyer, Agnifilo, the Nexium, I think, one. I should stop saying that till I fact check it. He says, Diddy's lawyer, his main lawyer, he says, I have brought today the head of Sage Intelligence. We are proposing that Sage Intelligence personnel, all former law enforcement, will be monitoring the residence of Mr. Combs 24/7. They will have 1 or 2 employees there at all times. Okay, this is freaking rich. Literally, rich people right here. The lawyer's saying, oh, look, Your Honor, I have here with me the head of security at Sage Intelligence. Sage Intelligence is comprised entirely of former law enforcement. You trust those guys, don't you? Former law enforcement? all of the sage intelligence guys are former law enforcement, Your Honor. So my client, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, should be allowed to stay at his house in Miami that we're putting up one of them for collateral. He should be allowed to stay over there. And at all times, these sage intelligence officers will have one or two of them there at all times, 24/7. Trust us, Your Honor. Ting. That's what Diddy's lawyer is saying. I just refreshed. Okay. Then Diddy's lawyer goes on. There will be a visitor log. Only pre-approved could come in. We could give the list to the court. Mr. Combs will not have a cell phone or access to the internet. That I don't buy it. I don't buy it and I don't believe it. Y'all think that they can stop a random 12-year-old on the street from having access to the internet at their house in 2024, going into 2025? No, these kids will log in on the refrigerator to play Wii app or whatever. Okay, so no, I don't believe that. I don't think that there is a possibility you could possibly ensure this unless you cut electricity off to the house. And even then, there's batteries. Okay, you know what I mean? Like there's just, my point is, it's just a silly little moot point to say he's not going to have access to the internet. Because even in prison, if he got convicted, he would have access to the internet. It's like, you have access to the internet, girl. I mean, please. That way, the lawyer says, no witness intimidation. Completely nullified. Who Agnifilo missed his career as a comedian, girl. Yes, he did. Amen, Jesus. Okay, let's refresh. A visitor log at Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs' Miami residence, y'all. Please. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Kel Lee said, wait, hold on. Diddy's head of security has been subpoenaed. Should we look up who that was? Let's do a refresh first. Okay, nothing new. Let me look up Sage Intelligence. P. Diddy, why not? Why is the first thing comes up is P. Diddy, a high IQ individual? Based on the shape of his mouth, no. But he could be the mastermind. Who knows? Okay, let's refresh. Nothing immediately came up when I typed in Sage Intelligence P. Diddy, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Nothing new. Still, the most recent tweet from our good friend over at Inner City Press is that same, Diddy lawyer. There's going to be a visitor log. Only pre-approved could come in. I have never believed more in my life than at this very moment that there might actually be some tunnels up under P. Diddy's house. Because it's almost like, okay, please, you mean to tell me P. Diddy's going to be in his house with no visitors? Like, what would the point be? Why does he want to be in his house then? I understand comfort, bed. I'm not stupid, y'all. Okay. But like, I don't know why when I read that, only pre-approved, like, yeah, freaking right. They're going to be sneaking people in through the basement, gutter, ceiling. I mean, I don't know. It's just a future prediction. Let me refresh. Nothing new is happening. They think this judge is really stupid, Sunflower said. I don't know about that. 91. I don't know if his kids are in the courtroom again today or not, Monica. I do not know. Shout out to Monica in the chat. Who else is in the chat from the mod squad? I just made that up right now, mod squad. I wanted to rhyme it. Let's do a refresh. Every time I come up here, it's like UN gate. Like, what is that? Nothing new still. So I guess let me go back and look a little bit. Yeah, they're in the courtroom. I know. I'm reading from Yeah, the guy that I'm reading his tweets right now, he's in the courtroom right now, in there right now, tweeting right now. Isn't that I don't know, when I really think about it, it blows my mind, like, what a time to be alive. Oh, the kids. Okay, Katina. Okay, okay. The kids are in the courtroom. They just walked in a second ago. We're being told. High IQ individual that filmed his crimes. I mean, he might be. He just might be. I would never make such an allegation, Andy. I have no idea about the man's personal, whatever it might be dealing with here or there or anywhere. However, if he were, that would be an excellent reason. I would much prefer also, yeah, and then you probably get your doctor that can come give you your saline IVs and all that on your pre-approved, right? Let's refresh again, see if we can get any updates. Most recent one we got was 4 minutes ago. I mean, TikTok, Matthew. Just kidding. You're doing a great job. Everybody go over there and give him a follow. This is awesome work he's doing. Give him $1, give him 5 or something. You know what I mean? 57 seconds ago, he gives us another update from inside the courtroom at the Diddy bail appeal hearing. Agnifilo, that's Diddy's main lawyer, is still talking. He is saying, having sage intelligence on site, we'll do what we have to do. Even 3 there. If you don't believe that Mr. Combs' actions in coming to New York are only about risk of flight, it shows he is deeply respectful of the court's authority. He is responsible. That's what Diddy's lawyer is arguing. I need to hear this man talk so I can start doing impressions and we can do the character. Oh my God, this might be, if we're going to do a trial here, it might be a good motivation for me to set up my little StreamYard. What's it called? Stream Deck. Thank you for the $6.99 Canadian dollars. So I can't tell. I don't know how much is a Canadian dollar. I loved it when I went to Canada that one time in Montreal. Thank you, Love Jen, for the $6.99 super chat. Diddy will do anything to stay out of jail before the trial. He is scared he is gonna get beeped. Listen, could be. I certainly don't know. Let's do another refresh. Nope, nothing new. So, here, let me show y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had it down. Here it is right here. Agnifilo. That's him right here. Having sage intelligence on site, we'll do what we have to do. Even 3 there. If I don't believe Mr. Combs' actions in coming to New York are only about risk of flight. I don't really know what he's arguing here. It's just kind of a jumble, so I'm just reading it out to y'all on this specific tweet. But the Agnifilo, the main point here is Agnifilo is going, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs is responsible, Your Honor. That's what we're being told here. He isn't responsible and he has no response. Tell him how you feel, Andy. Okay, let's refresh again. I wish there was I don't know, some easier way, but I appreciate it. Let's see. The most recent tweet is still that one right there. That he is responsible. Fantasy. Whoa. This is interesting. So this is just one thing that comes up when I type in, okay, they don't have a United States one, so this can't be it. All right, nope. That's what you get when you live. All right, I refreshed again to see if we can get any further updates from inside the appeals hearing happening right now. No, still no. Most recent update from inside is 4 minutes ago. And that's usually about the longest that it will go between tweets. So maybe 5 minutes, I guess, today. Independent journalist there inside the courtroom. I mean, I've never seen CNN, AP, or any of the rest of them live tweeting like this from inside the court. I mean, put it in the comments, put a link down below if you have. I'd love to go support that type of journalism. Love that. Let's just roll the old refresh dice again. It's like teaching us to gamble in here. Okay, 22 seconds ago, we have another update. Let's see what we can. 22 seconds ago. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Diddy's lawyer is still arguing. This is, again, to remind y'all, this is a rebuttal. This is the defense, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs' lawyer. He is arguing this against what the prosecution just argued, and the whole issue for debate up at issue and concern today is whether or not Diddy can go to jail or if he can do something else. He don't want to go to jail. He don't want to go to jail. He wants to be out of jail until the trial. Diddy's lawyer says Diddy knew he was under investigation and he gave us his passport. This is not defense lawyer theater. We took the passports of 5 of his family members. We have a letter of intent to sell his airplane. We had 3 buyers who didn't work out. Okay, so this is Diddy's lawyer trying to defend himself, trying to defend Diddy, trying to say, look, listen, don't believe what you're hearing from these other people. Diddy is not going to run. He knew he was under investigation. He gave us his passports. We took them, and we took the passports from his family members, his kids. We took everybody's passports. Nobody can travel now because of us. And we're going to sell his airplane. And there was 3 people that was going to buy it, but it didn't work out. "16 seconds ago, we have another update. Oh, thank you for the, where we at? €5. Meg, thank you. Love you, mean it. Protect our children. I mean, protect us too, girl. Protect our men, women. Protect our rights, homes, crops. Okay, we have another update a few seconds ago. The judge asks to Diddy's lawyer, can you get to the point? Girl, please. Thank you, Inner City Press. Thank you for typing this out. I like it when you put that in there. That's funny. The judge says, okay, can you get to the point? Diddy's lawyer said, it shows he's trustworthy. He's not a defendant who says, come find me. In Swell and Steen, the judge said, how does that relate to danger and obstruction? If he was aware in April, why was he contacting witnesses? So it seems from these brief tweets, the abridged transcript, we'll call it, it seems like the judge is kind of leaning to the side of the prosecution, which means the judge seems to maybe perhaps be kind of leaning to the argument supporting keeping him detained. He's like, or the judge, I don't know, he, she, they, is like, can you get to the point? Yeah, okay, you took the passports. What does that have to do? Excuse me. P. Diddy's demons literally routinely choke me. Okay. And the judge is like, can you get to the point? The judge is like, I mean, and the lawyer's like, it shows he's trustworthy. You can trust him. And the judge is like, okay, but what does that have to do with the fact that he's a violent animal and he might obstruct the process of this case? The judge said if he was aware in April, why did he call all these witnesses 100 times, 54 times, 111, 5011? Why? Why? What does that have to do with the passports and the plane being for sale, for the love of God? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is how he's saying it. I'm just, adding a little. I'm like a puppet show. I need puppets. Somebody crochet me some puppets. Okay. We have another update. Diddy's lawyer said a woman contacted Diddy, said that she had gotten a subpoena. Okay, so the judge is like, what does it have to do with anything? The lawyer said, well, listen, the woman contacted Diddy. She reached out to him. She said that she got a subpoena. And we, the lawyers, we told Diddy, don't talk to her. Judge cuts him off. Talk to me about the danger. The judge is still trying to stick to the point. What does it have to do with the danger and the obstruction? Because I see what's going on. Those are the 2 outstanding issues, right? Can you get to the point? It shows he's trustworthy. Judge says, all right, what about the danger and the obstruction? Diddy's lawyer said, well, the woman contacted him. That's not obstruction. And the judge kind of like, okay, fine, whatever. What about the danger? Hmm? Diddy's lawyer, the main lawyer, says people who are a danger are people who are contemptuous of the court. What? Girl, the LSAT writers better be putting this one in the next LSAT. People who are a danger are people who are contemptuous of the court. So this guy is saying the only possible way to be any type of danger at all whatsoever under the statute to be kept in jail, the only possible way is if he had been in contempt of court, which we all know is absolutely not true. He could have did all kind of crimes back in the day and he had never violated a court order or been in contempt of court. So it's a weak, bad argument. It's not strong. This lawyer says, and he says, but Mr. Combs, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, my client, he's never been contemptuous of the court. Ooh, those are strong words, buddy. Nothing new. Nothing, no new tweets at the refresh. Andy said, you can't hold Diddy down. He is a bad boy for life, Judge. Interesting, Jessica. That's very interesting. Yes, like the stream. Me too. Gen X Biatch said, I'm still tripping on the fact he got an appeal hearing so damn fast. Like, y'all didn't want to let him stay in jail one night. Y'all couldn't have gave 1 week. Please. "37 seconds ago, we have another update." The lawyer on behalf of Diddy is still speaking, Agnifilo, and he says he had a case in New York in 1999. I think that's the Shine case. It was like a nightclub pew pew Second Amendment or not style incident. And Diddy was called to court and stuff for that. I don't remember if he was named as a defendant. He may have been and he got acquitted or something. I don't remember if he even ever was actually named, to be honest. Maybe this is a different case even too. But I think, or was this the basketball game? Does he say? He had a case in New York, 1999. He came to court every time. He shows up on time. I don't know what court case he's talking about without more information. The judge says, though, to Diddy's lawyer, under your plan, will he have employees? Okay, so it sounds to me based on that question like the judge might be concerned about Diddy having his henchmen, his lackeys, go do stuff for him, his employees, or maybe abusing them or something. So the judge asks Diddy's lawyer, under your plan, will he have employees? Oh, girl. Ooh, I need a buzzer. I got to set up my stream deck. Diddy's lawyer answers the question from the judge. Judge says, will Diddy have employees? Diddy's lawyer said, they handle his finances. They are in California. Is this Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill at TriStar Sports and Entertainment? I believe it might be. I don't know. I wasn't there. I really don't know anything else other than reading this tweet. The judge said, would he be able to leave his house or his residence? Diddy's lawyer said, no. Now, if enough of y'all like and put 3-3 in the chat, I might read this proposed bail plan that they're arguing about right now. If y'all really want to see it, I might read it to y'all because it's up, it's public. Because the judge is like, wait, would he be able to leave his house, stuff like that? It's like all that stuff is outlined in this document. So if enough of y'all, really want it, I'm not looking at the chat right now, by the way, but we'll see. Basically is what I'm trying to say. Okay. It's not a lottery. Okay. Nothing's guaranteed. All right. Okay. So we have another update. The judge says, and security, they could be there in the house. The lawyer says, yes, in shifts. We could put cameras filming 24 hours a day. They could do spot checks. He doesn't use the internet spot checks. His own security that's hired, his own hired employee securities could do spot checks to make sure their boss doesn't have internet. Do y'all see any problems with maybe the enforcement regime of that structure of accountability? Do you? Yeah, Your Honor, I'll tell you if my boss is using the internet. Please, for the love of God. This is Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. I saw him running down the hall, careening down the hall like a puma chasing after prey. Under your plan, the judge says, would he have employees? The lawyer said, oh, yeah, they're his financial handlers. They're in California, the people who handle his finances. Oh, Lou Taylor. In my opinion, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just reading tweets. Let's refresh. 46 seconds ago, the judge says that video, the careening down the hall like a puma video, is troubling. He was 40-something years old. The judge is pushing back, saying, explain this, explain that. Diddy's lawyer said he realized he has a problem with drug addiction and anger. Okay, good. Thank you. He took my advice, y'all. I swear. We need to do a back and forth. Somebody cut together a fan cam because he took my advice and he might survive. They might survive this hearing. Now they're not saying it was a lover's quarrel, Your Honor, because remember yesterday what they argued? This exact same judge and I misspoke. This exact same lawyer, Agnifilo, in this exact same case just yesterday, in this exact same circuit, argued Diddy was in a lover's quarrel. Cassie had stolen his clothes and ran down the hall barefooted. They were in love. She ended up finding out later that Diddy was actually the man of her dreams and all of that bullshit. I went earlier, I made a video and I told him, he owes me $1,000, for my consulting fee. I told him he better back off of that. And I said, you better say it was an accident. He learned the error of his ways. And look, he has taken my advice. Thank you. Because I'm not trying to see Cassie obviously a victim. I saw it with my own eyes. Okay. Get dragged like that. No, pick a new argument. So his lawyer did say he realized he has a problem with drug addiction and anger. He went into a rehab program for a period of time. The woman in the video also went into rehab at around the same time. And she even admitted that in her lawsuit. Let's refresh. That's Cassie. Okay. The lawyer says, okay, spoke too soon, girl. Look what he said. The lawyer said they loved each other. He better not bring up anything you still owe me my fee, girl. The lawyer said they loved each other, Cassie and Diddy. The written messages are heartbreaking. The S and violence were totally separate, motivated by separate things. The way they chose to be intimate, they would bring a third person on. They chose that. Oh my God. This is Diddy's lawyer saying, yeah, it's bad. Diddy was running down the hall, careening down the hall like a puma, but he went to rehab. Also therapy. Ting. No, he didn't say that this time. I'm rereading. He had a problem with drug addiction and anger. He went to rehab for a period of time. The woman in the video also went into rehab at around the same time. That's Cassie. She already said that, but they are dragging her back into it. It's despicable. They loved each other. The written messages are heartbreaking. The sex and violence, they were totally separate. So yeah, Your Honor, he was never violent, having anything to do with the intimate relations. No, never. The way they chose to interact with each other, with them threesomes and all of that was their choice. They chose that. Let's refresh. Yes. Thank you. Me and this judge are on the same exact wavelength. I swear, y'all should just go watch my video from earlier today. Not the live, it's just a video. The judge then goes on to say, what does that have to do with him punching her? Throwing a vase at her? What's them being in love got to do with that? Yes, yes, slay, appeals court, appeals judge, whatever. What's love got to do with that? This music industry. This is gonna be a headline. Calling it now, heard it here first. Someone's gonna put, quote, "What's love got to do?" Quote, "They're doing it. It's happening. It's already happened. It's already up right now." The judge said, "Okay, that's cute. He went to rehab. That's cute. She went to rehab. That's cute. They loved each other. That's cute. They had threesomes. What does any of that have to do with him punching her, throwing a vase? What's love got to do with that?" Diddy's lawyer said, "Well, wait. That was jealousy from infidelity in both directions. Diddy and this other person. The violence is from that." Judge, what is your point? Man, somebody please sue them or something. I gotta be able to see what's going on in real time with HD cameras. I feel like we deserve that. I feel like if we gotta be on HD cameras everywhere we go, including to travel, they ought to be HD cameras letting me see how these lawyers are saying this. But I am having fun kind of doing the theater of it all. Okay, we have another update. 1 minute ago, Judge, you say they invited a third person in. If that third person is a commercial S worker and they travel across state lines, isn't that a problem? Diddy's lawyer, I've spoken with the agency and they say they're not paid for SEX, but they do it if they feel like it. The lawyer goes on to say the former government of New York, he did this and he was not prosecuted. They are prosecuting Mr. Combs for it. Former government of New York. Is it Cuomo? Excuse me. Who are they talking about? The judge said, okay, let's get back to that video and the physical beating. Why isn't that relevant to dangerousness? Agnifilo said it's not ST-ficking. Okay, so the lawyer said it's not tracking. And that is what the whole entire like locking him up and throwing him away the key until the trial depends on it being the S trafficking. That's the only one of these 3 counts that you can actually keep him in jail over because of this presumption of dangerousness, right? And so there's a presumption that Diddy is dangerous. It exists within the nature of what he's being charged with. Now, Diddy can get out of it. He can get out of jail, but he has to overcome the presumption by statute that he is dangerous. And the judge is saying, okay, inviting somebody in, how is that not, that kind of goes lens to ST for King. What if they travel across state lines? Diddy's lawyer is like, oh, sorry, excuse me. That's when the judge says, okay, fine, whatever. Let's get back to the video, the one of the running down the hall. Why isn't that relevant to whether or not he's dangerous, right? Because what is dangerous relevant to? The dangerousness is what's at issue for specifically the whole thing topples and hinges on, is Diddy able to overcome the presumption he's dangerous? Let's refresh. Nothing new. I just expanded the thread and I'm just scrolling through the whole thing. Wow, this is something else. Okay, wait, let me do a poll. I want to do a poll. Let me do that while we're waiting because nothing came up right now. Let me just refresh again, make sure we're not missing something serious. Don't worry, I'm keeping up with it. I'm not missing it. Nothing new. Last thing was from 3 minutes ago. Don't stress. Okay. I'm just trying to get to the I'm trying to make a poll because I want to see if y'all like really care about this. Even though I don't work for y'all, like I'm not going to go through all this. I could read it myself if y'all don't want to see it. You know what I mean? No, I still haven't contacted them, Kimberly. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Kimberly is asking, did I ever contact them yet about the allegation or the tip rather. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, tip is the correct terminology. Thank you, Kimberly. Tip about his business manager. No, have not yet. No, have not yet. It is on the agenda, but I have been, y'all go look at the content. I've been putting out, flying by the seat of my pants. Let's see. Let's check this Twitter again real quick. And thank you for the $4.99 super chat. We're doing the refresh. Y'all can see it up here on the screen. I bet they might be something new. There is not. Nothing new. I'm just making a poll now. What was my question? Will Diddy walk free today? So y'all think the appeals court is going to uphold? I also feel like based on the judge's questions, I think that the judge is leaning towards siding with. So how do I delete this poll? End poll. Okay, let me end it. I think the judge is leaning towards siding with keeping Diddy in the jail as well. Should I read, what was that thing called? Diddy's proposed bail package motion. All right. If I can get, I'll say if 60% of y'all say, if 65% of y'all say yes. Okay. Let me close that out. It's making me lag. All right. Let's go back to the Twitter. Let's refresh. 46 seconds ago, we got another update. Okay. The lawyer says, okay, wait. Even if you don't trust Diddy, trust the bond package. $50 million bond, no internet, sage intelligence. That will give the court comfort that he's not a flight risk. Then he can prepare for his trial. We had known this was coming. He could have run in March. I still think this isn't getting to the judge's question, though. The judge's question is, what was the last tweet? Let's get back to the video. Why isn't that relevant to dangerousness? What we're talking about dangerousness. And this lawyer keeps bringing up the $50 million flight risk considerations, but that's not what the judge is asking. The judge is asking about dangerousness. Nothing new yet. Oh, Diddy, I didn't know that. So Mom of Horror 28 says, usually one judge doesn't want to step on another judge's toes by going against what they say. It is often there is a deference toward a previous judge, whether it be a trial judge at a, lower level or whatever, even in another jurisdiction sometimes. I need to look at the actual procedure, like the actual, what's actually going on in these courts. Like, is the appeals court, or is there like I need to just look. Yeah, the most recent thing we have, I just refreshed. Even if you don't trust him, trust the bond package. $50 million bond, no internet. How you even enforce the no internet thing? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, I guess. The judge is Andrew Carter. Yes, that is ringing a bell. Let me refresh this. If there's no new tweet, then maybe we can look a little bit in Andrew Carter. 34 seconds ago, we have another update. What the hell? What in the girl? Please. Reporting live, reading tweets from inside the Diddy bail appeal hearing. His lawyer just told the judge, quote, he was an actual altar boy. The judge said, how far back are you going? Like, this is comedy. This has to be happening in comedy. Like, I need to know what the tone of these people are. Somebody get a camera in there. You know it's our right to see it. The lawyer says he watches a sermon every day, probably TD Jakes. He has done a great deal to earn this court's trust. I ask you to release him. 40. Okay, perfect. Oh, this just in. This just in. Diddy was denied bail at the appeal hearing just now. Look at the tweet. Read it. Judge, I've heard from the parties. I find that the government have proven the defendant is a danger. Regarding the bail package, it is insufficient, even on risk of flight. Oh, remember we were talking about all those grounds? Even on the he can't fly away if he don't have a plane and the passports and all that. The judge said even if that was the only argument, it still that was enough. No, you're going to jail. Something went wrong. Y'all, are you serious? Look at this. Y'all see this, right? Okay, if you're not able to look at your screen right now, I am over and over and over and over pressing refresh, refresh, refresh on this guy's page. And it's saying something went wrong. Try reloading. What the hell? The judge denied it. I mean, yeah, no bail. Pull up the AP stream. You're right. Good point. Thank you for that reminder. I'm so beside myself. Is the whole internet broke? Oh, maybe it's my internet. Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, let me turn the volume on and all that. What's going on in here? Why are you not working? What the hell? Oh, it's an ad. Okay, that's fine. I guess that's allowed. Let's try our friend again. They done shut him down or what? Oh my God, y'all. Look at this. What? Hashtag free inner city press. Is anyone able to see it? Let me go on it on my phone. Maybe he blocked me. No, it would say that I would. Everyone is celebrating. Yeah, I mean, what? Okay, here. What the hell? This is crazy. What is happening? What the hell? Look how long this ad is playing for. And if you leave, it makes you. Are you serious? Oh no, this is too much. Everything is too much. Help. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. This is the Reuters and this is the AP. This is AP. The celebration is crashing the internet, I fear. Okay, his tweets are back up. Let's go to Twitter. The judge says 1 minute ago, so let's do the initial conference. The assistant U.S. attorney says the discovery will include photographs of physical evidence from the March searches and from this week, including freak-off supplies. There are a large number of electronic devices. Let's refresh. I can't believe that Twitter crashed like that. It was stressful. Okay, so the judge is saying, let's do the initial conference. Let me retweet this for everyone to know. Breaking. Diddy is going back to jail to remain detained until I guess, trial. The judge said in the most recent tweet coming from the live tweets inside the courtroom, let's do the initial conference. I don't know what that means. I mean, we're just getting what we see on these tweets. Nothing new. Let me pull up another angle. Let me pull up law. What's it called? Law and crime. Yeah, I think it's called Law and Crime. They usually have something going on too. They're not live right now. Oh, yes, they are. Okay. Let me go to theirs too. Okay, so we have 3 angles. Go away. I hate looking at a live chat. It distracts me. All right, I'm going to mute that for now. All right. I do. I think he'll have a speedy trial, but I also think a speedy trial, you're always going to want to balance it with having enough time to adequately and zealously defend yourself. Like as you know, Squids, because you've been around for a while, I do strongly believe in the actual process of a fair trial. And I strongly believe that even with a very fair trial, even with excluding certain types of evidence, even with a totally fair trial, they can find what they need to find if Diddy is indeed guilty. Okay. So that being said, let's see, let's refresh here. I don't want to miss anything. Diddy's going to want time to adequately address everything. So we may end up seeing things like Diddy requesting continuances, but we will see. It is a strong incentive that he's in jail. He's not going to want to be sitting in there. No new tweets since that one. Thank you, Alex, for the $5 super chat. Oh, and I see I did not get to Beardy? Beardy? BRD. I don't know, girl. I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for the $49.99 super chat. Happy birthday to you. Happy to see me covering this too. But she sued him and she started this. Thank you, Melissa, for the $1.99 super chat. Full circle moment from bad boy to death row. That's not funny, Leverage. Please, so we learned that, from the tweets inside the courtroom yesterday, that apparently Diddy could be facing death penalty. I didn't realize that. I don't know how. That doesn't make sense to me. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Sarah, Diddy, can't you see karma is on the way to be? We don't believe in your pervy ways. You are funny for this, Sarah. So I hope the victims do get paid. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Giving bad lawyers on purpose. This is so bad. I don't know if that's true. Thank you, Kimberly Ann, for the $1.99 super chat. You said you can see it. You just refreshed. Speaking of, let's do a refresh. See if anything new is going on in here. 46 seconds ago. The assistant U.S. attorney says we have 35 full extractions ready to produce to the defense. We'd request a status conference in approximately 90 days. Diddy's lawyer rebuts to that and says, wait, given that he will be in is Shoe solitary? Somebody that knows about the SDNY system of jail detention for a pretrial. Can you tell me, does Shoe mean solitary? I don't think that's necessary. I'm no P. Diddy supporter, but I don't see any reason why he needs to be in solitary confinement, maybe in his own cell, but solitary confinement seems very extreme, even for Diddy. I mean, I don't know. Y'all know I like to be balanced. Okay, so wow. I don't know if that's what that means. Somebody's tell me in the comments. I mean, in the live chat. We have 35. Okay, so the lawyer says, given that he's going to be in the shoe in the MDC, I don't know what MDC means. I cannot for now consent to any exclusion under the Speedy Trial Act. Okay, so what Squids just asked is a similar vein to what this lawyer is saying. Look, I mean, we need this to go quick if he's going to be in the shoe. I don't know what the shoe is. I think it's solitary. Somebody tell me. Hold on, just kind of get through these. Whew, what a hashtag blessing to have all these superstar messages. Okay, special housing unit. Yes, yes. Okay, understand. But what does special housing unit mean in the MDC? Miss Perpetual said this is the whole. I think this is like cruel and unusual. I don't think we should do this to people, really. I mean, I know that Diddy did stuff to people probably, but y'all aren't going to see me cheering and arfing like a seal to lock even the likes of P. Diddy up into the hole. I mean, if he does something in jail or something, but that seems very extreme. Let's refresh. It's inconclusive to me. Some people are saying it's the hole. Some people are saying it's for his safety. I mean, I understand that, but you should at least be able to have some type of interaction, like social interaction. If we don't have it, we do start to, it's like, it's not okay in my opinion. That's my opinion. I know a lot of y'all are arf-arfing. That's fine. You're allowed to use your opinion. That's why I like it over here. Okay, let's refresh. Okay. 59 seconds ago, the judge said, I can set a trial date if you want. If I can't try it, I can find a colleague who can. Diddy's lawyer said, let me talk to the government. He whispers with the 4 U.S. attorneys. Meanwhile, Diddy's other lawyer starts whispering to Diddy. The lawyer says, the main one, Agnifilo, how about a conference in 14 to 20 days, Your Honor? I just refreshed. Let's see if there's anything here. No. Okay. So I just read the tweets. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but just to recap, or if you're just joining back in, the judge has denied letting Diddy out. We have learned from Diddy's lawyer that Diddy's going to be in the special housing unit at the MDC, whatever that is, in the MDC. Okay. The lawyer, for that reason, said, we need to get the show on the got road, okay? Because, no, my client is going to be locked up in this special housing unit in the shoe. Some people are saying that's the hole. I don't know. Where's Gene Deal? I bet you Gene Deal knows what this. I was in his live chat yesterday. That's why I'm bringing it up today. Okay, so the judge says to him, all right, I can speed it up. I can make it as fast as you want it to be. If you want me to be the judge on the case, you're going to have to probably wait as long as it's going to take me to be able to hear it, which I don't know. The judge says, but yes, you're right. I'm paraphrasing. Obviously, I'm just reading these tweets, but yes, you're right. I do have to follow the Speedy Trial Act or whatever. And so for that reason, yeah, I can set a date, but I can't promise you if it's the fastest, speediest date that I'm going to be the judge. It might be somebody else can hear it before me. Then Agnifilo, Diddy's lawyer, says, let me talk to the other side real quick. And then they're whispering. Okay. All the while he's whispering, the other lawyer for Diddy, Terry or Jerry or whatever his name or her name, I don't know. Garagos starts whispering to Diddy. Okay. Let's refresh. 45 seconds ago, the judge says, what's your position on speedy trial? Agnifilo, Diddy's lawyer, says, I'm not prepared to waive it. Meaning, remember I told y'all earlier, the balancing act, it's like maybe Agnifilo wanted some time to prepare. Like maybe he needed a few months, so he was willing to wait farther than the statutory requirement for speedy trial. Speedy trial probably says when somebody is being held in detention, they have to have their trial at a certain amount of time or whatever. I'm really not sure. I don't know. I'm not familiar. I'm just reading this live reacting. I can look it up and I probably will. But just for the purposes of this right now going on live hearing from inside the courthouse or courtroom rather, Diddy's lawyer said, no, I don't need extra time. Chop, chop. Let's do it. Judge says, fine. First, the first date I have available is October 9th at 2 p.m. The assistant U.S. attorney, the government, then pipes up and says, we move to exclude time under the Speedy Trial Act. I don't know what that means. Probably Emily D. Baker would know. So I'll probably be checking out her coverage to see what that means. Then Diddy's lawyer said, I can't consent. I'll know on October 9th. I exclude time to then. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the exclude time means. Sorry, y'all. Just don't know. Let's refresh. 8 seconds ago, judge says, we received some calls today. The judge, we received some calls today from people who say they have evidence for this case. We referred them to the U.S. Attorney's Office. What about the local rule? I don't know how that relates to what's said next. Next, the assistant U.S. attorney says, we wanted to flag defense counsel's comments about the victim. We're not requesting action. So the judge said, we got some calls to our own courthouse saying they have evidence for this case. Okay. That's not really allowed, right? And so I think this judge is asking for guidance from the two lawyers. What do y'all argue? What's the rule? Tell me, the judge, you tell me, what's the rule? What am I supposed to do with the calls that we received? I think that's what's going on. I can't really tell. I'm just trying to glean from these tweets. I just refreshed. Nothing new. We received some calls today from people who say they have evidence for the case. We referred them to the U.S. Attorney's Office. And the U.S. Attorney's Office is who, you remember the bald guy that came and did his glasses? What's his name? Damian Williams. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney who's trying this case. What other case has he been trying? Somebody told me, Rabbit told me. It's hard to keep up sometimes. Let me refresh again. Something went wrong again. I think it's too many people trying to be on this guy's Twitter, really. Let me pull his Twitter up on my phone too. Because I think it's just crashing because it's like a lot of people are trying to keep up with this. I'm going on my phone too, just to make sure if I can get it there, at least it'll be something. Keep up to date as we can. Okay, we do have an update. I'm looking at it on my phone. Sorry, I'm not able to show it, but I will read it to you. It does say, excuse me. Diddy's lawyer said it would be better if he's put in Essex County. Okay, so Diddy's lawyer is saying it will be better if y'all put Diddy in Essex County Correctional Facility. It would be better to put him in Essex County Correctional Facility than in the MDC. Again, I asked earlier, what is the MDC? Somebody might have put it in the chat. I did not read it yet. The assistant U.S. attorney says the designation authority is entirely given to the BOP. I don't know what the BOP is. I don't know where there is anything the court can do to put its thumb on the scale. Okay, so Diddy's lawyer is saying, okay, all right, having lost like on every single thing he tried to get today, the lawyer says, okay, fine. You know what? He's going to be in the shoe. Well, actually, that's not true. I misrepresented that because he did win on the speedy trial thing. You know what I mean? He did win on that, and that he should, because that is a statute and they have to follow it. But the lawyer's like, okay, fine. He's going to jail. He's going to be in the shoe. Fine. Quote, it would be better if he's put in Essex County Correctional Facility than in the MDC. But then the government's like, Your Honor, I don't think you really have a choice where he's put. I don't really think it has anything to do. Oh, BOP. That's the Bureau of Prisons. It just came to me. The Bureau of Prisons has authority of where Diddy is detained, is what the lawyer is trying to say. Let me refresh on my phone. It's not working on the computer. Crazy. Oh, there it goes. Okay. 46 seconds ago. Judge says, get me a joint letter on this by Monday. That's this coming Monday, September 23rd. We are adjourned. Stories soon. If like and can support, yes, please do go over there and support Inner City Press. He should be making more money than CNN. He should be making at least a minimum $1 million a year. He's doing this all damn day. Please. All right, let's go to our outside the scene courthouse coverage. This looks like a good angle here. What other angle? This is too zoomed in, Reuters, please. Is this the same angle as the Reuters? It's hard to even tell. Well, we got owls, filigree. It could be the same type of door. Got Stacy coming out. I understand it's for his protection, y'all. I really do understand it's for his protection, and I'm not even disagreeing that it's for his protection. But psychologically, it's like saying, leaving somebody out, to bake in the hot sun and not feeding them food is for their protection. It's like, even if it were, like at some point you got to balance the protection with the harm. Thank you to subliminary messaging for the 5 gifted memberships. Okay, let's just make sure we're not missing anything. This guy does go live. We could watch his live coverage as well. Nothing new there. Let's see here. Nothing. Oh man, nothing here. It looks like the same. It looks like exactly the same. Yeah, see how it's I'm getting dizzy. That's the same. And then this is maybe even perhaps literally all the same. Different angles from the same thing. Taylor, member for 11 months, said he can't even go 24 hours without begging to get out. He's going to have a hard time in there. Yeah, I don't know what the Essex, I don't know. It seems to me like it hasn't really been decided where Diddy is going to be detained. Hopefully we get some clarification at the #presser. Who's she? Slay. Somebody needs to, on the next Dress to Impress marathon, somebody needs to do the SDNY courthouse realness. Thank you, Faticus, for the $9.99 super chat. What's the name of Combs' female attorney? Oh, maybe that's the Gargalagos one. I'm really not sure. I really need to look it up, but I'm trying not to miss. Let's see. Let's get some speakers. Sometimes we can get them saying funny stuff. These camera operators. This one doesn't have a volume or a sound. Those are some offensive sounds. All clowns lead to jail. Seriously, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yes, I can see it. Oh, I already read that one. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, it's pronounced like the letters BRD. BRD. What was I talking about? Now I don't know. Oh, your name. BRD. Yes, thank you for the $19.99 super chat again. Let's refresh our guide. These like background noises are stressing me out. I'm sorry, I cannot deal. Okay. Refresh. I don't think he's gonna say anything. He's probably like going outside to be posting his lives and stuff. Yeah, the most recent is from 4 minutes ago. Tanel, welcome to memberships. Thank you very much. Beautiful messy ball. Shoe is solitary housing unit. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat, and also for this $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. You have been out here supporting the channel so much this week. I don't know what this is about, Melissa. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I think I already read this one, didn't I? Right. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Again, lawyer knows Diddy wouldn't be able to control himself on the outside and subtly sabotage bail hearing to protect him from himself. You think so? Subliminary messaging? That would be wild. Oh my God, this is so funny. Anyone tracking the car Jenner and TriStar jets? No, I don't encourage jet tracking, even though I'm told it's legal, but I don't endorse or encourage that. Nothing new from over here. Do we have anything here? No. Anything here? No. Oh man, this one done paused. It's not even playing. Okay, let me go to like regular, and also thank you for the $5 super chat. better together if I forgot to tell you. Do I think so? Thank for the 199 super chat, Mango, um, Mewing Mango. Do I think any of the callers were celeb victims? Oh, that's an interesting question. Which callers do you mean? Which callers do you mean, Mewing Mango? Oh man. Whew. All right. Um, let's I'm looking up the I'm just going to like the YouTube homepage to see what's going on over there like I did yesterday. Oh, should we check in on the BJ Investigates P. Diddy for 24 hours straight? How many people are in there?
This is the Google Pixel 9, and this is what Trash Talk used to look.
Oh my God, there's how many people are in here? 288 people in there right now. That is so funny. Okay, look, they have, oh, look at this, y'all. Law and Crime Network has little captions popping up. Oh my God, it's not live. Okay. They had little captions popping up. BRD off topic. Did you see Jimmy got rid of his mom as power of attorney? No. How did you find that out? What? Please. What? How did you find that out? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I came from there. Where did you come from? The main page? Authentic code. You look stressed. How can we help? I'm not stressed. I'm like, I don't know, a little excited. I just don't want to miss, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to miss. I know it's for his own protection. And I don't even disagree that that's true. Like, I could even say like it could be for his own protection. I understand that, but like I think it makes it a lot stronger argument that maybe he should have been on some type of more of a house arrest, maybe a little bit more stricter than what they were offering. But it was up to them to offer it, and they didn't. It was insufficient. So I mean, it was theirs to lose. Thank you, Universal Fairy, for the $20 super chat. Who did this? That's the thing. Somebody put it in the actual comments if you don't mind. Someone put in the actual comments. So after I'm done with this live, I can go and look at it. Who are the people who left the entertainment industry after Diddy's arrest yesterday? I missed that. Let's refresh. See, maybe our friend over here at Inner City Press is live or something. No, the most recent tweet he did was 9 minutes ago. Here is outside Manhattan Federal Court live stream. We have 3 different angles. This one comes to us from Reuters, 624 watching there. We have another angle of, I believe, the exact same revolving door. I don't know who that lawyer is. This one's from Associated Press. And yet another angle. I think this might be the same entry, although it's hard to tell for sure. Why aren't there cameras in the courtroom is the question of the day. I mean, I think there should be. If y'all have watched my content for any length of time, you know that like I think that there should be cameras in every courtroom. Everywhere where there is a camera watching us, we the people, there ought to be cameras live broadcasting what they are doing on the behalf of us, including and especially live court proceedings. Thank you, Steph, for the $1.99. I think that's pounds. Yeah, right. Yeah. Thanks for the awesome coverage. Love from UK. Thank you. Love you, mean it. I know, Brave New World. It's the craziest thing. I disagree with this. I don't think it's legal. I think it's unconstitutional, but I mean, who listens to me? Okay, life is banana said, wait, hold on. Shoes can have, at least they can have visitors. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for that context. Cameras are so cheap now. It's true. It's true. It's true. Why are there cameras in the courtroom? It's Brittany Bitch said. I'm so used to watching trials now. I just assumed all courts had them. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Let's refresh over here. I don't expect our friend to be tweeting anything, but I'm just in case I'm refreshing. Inner City Press. He was inside the courtroom. Yeah, no, his most recent tweet was from 11 minutes ago. So you heard it here. Diddy is going back to jail. He's going to be detained in jail. There's going to be some type of hearing, an initial conference hearing on October 9th. Let me write that down in my little book. I don't know what time. This is the speedy trial hearing. Let's see. Federal court rule. Because, yeah, no, I mean, I understand, but federal court can violate the Constitution. Okay, so October 9th is a Wednesday. Diddy trial question mark. I'm just going to put that in my book. I don't exactly know. I need to firm up my understanding of exactly procedurally what exactly is going on, but it does look like in any event they're going to be back on October 9th for either this judge or a colleague. Let me refresh. Looks like these lawyers are starting to come out here. See this one leaving, this lanky one. Bunch of police. Let's see if we can hear anything. Here's the BJ Investigates. What's going on? Oh my gosh, you are so cute for the watching this live from Diddy. What are we doing? Appeals, trial. No, Diddy appeal, bail appeal. Diddy bail appeal hearing. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Jaded. Okay. Isn't that weird? Isn't that like meception? Okay, so let's just go to like Diddy trial. Still nothing going on out here. Let's see. Nope. Let's see who's finna come out of here. Why is it going so slow like that? Why is behind like that? All right, go. Word. It's like an NPC generator portal. She was waving. Okay, here comes somebody walking down the stairs. All right, what we doing over here? Let me turn the volume. There is no volume here. Maybe if I do it up here. There we go. Oh my God, those sirens. One of the many reasons I can't live over there. It's just sirens nonstop. Thank you, BRD, for the $9.99 super chat and also for the DM on Twitter. I will check it. NBC generator portal. I don't know. I'm like, who are all these randoms coming out of here? Waving. This one right here is slow. I don't know if it's my internet or what. Outside Manhattan Federal Court. Diddy's bail was just denied on appeal. Thank you, Regina, for the $2 super chat. Oh, Drew. Oh, that makes it a whole lot better. Listen, I know people who have been to SHU. They describe it as horrible, and I can imagine that it is. I'm not even saying like, oh, he shouldn't go there, but I am saying it is extreme, and I didn't realize that was up for consideration, you know. Oh my God. The microphone's about to fall off. Y'all, it's too much, my son. I'm just trying to screw my microphone back on because somehow it's wobbling. Very, very wobbly. It's going to fall off on the desk. No pictures, but there are court drawings, Lila said. Deanna said, he will mess with the witnesses. I do not put it past him. Especially Cassie. I think you mean Cassie coming out. Oh my gosh, this is funny, Lola. This one right here, she's struggling. She's not having an easy day. It's just not. It's like, I might X out of that one. Okay, here we go. What's going on over here? Who's he? You know, you ever thought about it that way? Who's that guy? What's USA Today doing? Playing me an ad. I need to get YouTube Red once and for all. Silly Rabbit said, absolutely. All the witnesses are in danger of being tampered. I think you mean victims and witnesses, right? With by Diddy. And what about his son? Well, his son's not charged with anything. So his son, if they think that he did something, then they need to charge him. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can't hold somebody's son's freedom up when you're not charging them with nothing, you know? But Lindsay's like, yeah, but they're going to be out here intimidating. Well, I think that's one of the reasons why the judge did detain him specifically, because I'm getting out of here. This one's stupid. Here comes some people. Could they have been in the Diddy trial? Perhaps. Perhaps they could have been in their own court date. Who's this? I often wonder. Let's refresh Inner City Press. He said 4 minutes ago, try again. Sean Combs loses bail appeal. Inner City Press asked U.S. attorney. Diddy offered private guards. Inner City Press story. What does this mean? Okay, ICP is what they're calling him. Okay. Are we going to get a press conference? Oh, there's Justin, right? That's Justin. Probably his girlfriend or his wife. Her hair is beautiful. There's Quincy. One of y'all said yesterday, not going to lie, Quincy is so fine. Y'all are so thirsty for Quincy Jones. What's his name? Quincy Diddy? Quincy. Don't tell me. Quincy. Be sure. Quincy. Be sure. What is his dang last name? Quincy. Okay, y'all can tell me. I forgot. Because isn't he named after Quincy Jones? I read that somewhere. Who else is coming out of here? I don't know who that is. Could be a man in black. I saw one of them one time in the portal on the Gateway tapes, but I don't know. That was a joke. This is a comedy skit. Let's see. Anything else? Let me go to law and crime. Hold on. Let me get to law and crime because I bet you. Or are we already on law and crime? Oh, we're already on law and crime. Teehee. Okay. I hear the guys talking. Okay, USA Today is as good as any. There's only 3 that have live. So this is USA Today angle, and I'm switching through them. And this is Law and Crime Network live outside Manhattan Federal Court angle. Oh, who's that coming out of there? Oh, yeah, it's 2 different angles of the same. It's a little laggy, a little bit off. This is the door. I think they're expecting them to come out of this door. I mean, they're all zoomed in, or 2 of them are zoomed in on. Look how close they're zoomed in on this damn door. I mean, please. Jaded, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Kai. Ooh. Quincy Brown. I knew it was 1 syllable, but it was like Jones kept getting stuck. It would not unstick. Okay, this fella's gonna walk back in. Who's he? Don't know. It's like this loud noise. I hate this background noise. Ugh. K9. This guy's pacing. We got a pacer on our hands. Who's he? Is that Agnifilo? No, I don't think so. Definitely looks like a lawyer because those old school lawyers, they keep these. They're called Redwells. And I learned how to be a lawyer from an old school lawyer. So when you see somebody with one of those, you never be sure. Anybody can buy them. They're free on them. Not free. They're free probably at your law firm. Oh, here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh, no.
So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions.
I think it's extreme.
Of the Metropolitan Detention Facility, and I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible.
Yeah. What's going on here? Excuse me.
That they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable. Nothing's on the defendant's timetable.
What just happened?
And Metropolitan Detention Facility, and I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible.
Oh, it glitched. Let's see if the other network has it.
Devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything through additional legal process things on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to detention facility, and I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable. Nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial.
They do.
I'm going to be pushing for that.
They do.
He's ready. He's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I
think this one's volume is better.
Point. We are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak, and I'm not really going. He believes is innocent. I believe additional legal process. Obviously, would much prefer to fight this case. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process.
They're going to keep appealing.
But wherever he is,
his
resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer. I'm not really going to take any questions, but at this point, we are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak, and we are considering our next steps and appealing the court's ruling.
They're going to appeal this bail decision to a higher court. He'll do.
In the past, Essex County, New Jersey, it's a county facility, but it has a contract with the federal government, and you can get a certain number of federal inmates in Essex County, New Jersey. And in my experience, it's an easier place to deal with. I think it's better.
These mushrooms make you feel better.
Please.
I mean, one of the hardest things when you're preparing for a very significant trial with a great deal of discovery there, and it's easier to get access, to him. I mean, one of the hardest things when you're preparing for a very significant trial with a great deal of discovery is you want your client to be able to have access to, the electronic discovery.
I can understand that.
Nowadays is in paper form. Everything's electronic. So you need to make sure that your client has access to a computer and then it can look at the discovery, that comes in. So that was my idea. All right. I'm going to go. Thank you.
I will say my thoughts on this guy's demeanor and attitude is night and day from yesterday. I appreciate the listen, everybody has a right to counsel, even Diddy, even Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Epstein, whoever. Okay. Everybody has the right to counsel. That being said, the way he came out the gate all fire breathing was too much. This is much better. It's much more measured. It's better. Also, thank you for the $5 super chat. ATB Capital Markets is listed as Diddy's financial advisor for his cannabis business. I don't know what that means. How quickly will that appeal be? By tomorrow? It's a good question. All right, so it looks like they've shut this one down.
Much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is,
Let's see if Inner City Press has said anything new. No. Nothing new here, and he's not live. Now what? Catching up. Okay, let me look at my poll. And what y'all voted. Somebody tell me what the poll says because it ain't showing up. Oh, wait, something's playing? Oh, it's this. This started playing music. Anything else happening here, AP? No. Okay, well, there's that. Let's see what's being said in the news real quick. Diddy bail appeal. Diddy to remain in prison, or it's not prison, right? It's jail, right? Seeks bail, promises regular drug test. So do y'all want to go and look at that motion? We can at least take a peek, take a look. Let me open it. All right. So let me just type what I'm doing here. I am reading Diddy's motion filed today, arguing. Oh no, what is it? What is it? Proposing conditions of his release from jail pending trial. Okay. You're welcome, Chris. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. Thank you, Jaded, for the update. And for the $2 super chat. Williams is talking. Okay, where? Hold on. I'm going. I'm headed there now. Can't be that. Where is he talking? Renee, tell me, where is he talking? Live Diddy hearing. Where? Williams is the prosecutor. Reuters? I don't know what. Okay. I don't see him talking anywhere. I'm on all these networks. Let me see. Department. Is it SDNY maybe? Over there? This guy keeps going in and out. SDNY live. I don't see that. Where? Chat is on 60 seconds. Oh, damn. Okay. I don't know. I didn't put that on there. That's what I'm looking at for the record, so y'all can see. What about Ashton Kutcher? I don't know. What about him, girl? I do not know. SDNY. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that was a day ago. I think this was yesterday. Look, I mean, we're still outside the courthouse. No, I mean, I know that, but where is he talking? Further live coverage is expected. We're on Reuters. Live ended. The stuff I see about Williams is from a day ago. It's all from yesterday. Oh my God, please. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Twisted Cookie Monster. I mean, I am not surprised Diddy wants out personally. I don't think he would like it there. You know, he don't want to be told what to do. Monitor cameras in the courtroom. Let's see. Regina P, thank you for $2 super chat. Even if he suggested to have a Fed handcuffed to him 24/7, I would have denied bail too, Dr. Seymour said. Lipschitz. $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Jaded is really, really committed, watching live on 2 different devices. Both get love and support for Queen BJ's Court. Love y'all. Thank you very much, Jaded. I'm wondering, is he going to be in the shoe till trial? Let me go to the SDNY Twitter. Oh, I'm on it. Let me refresh it. Have they said anything? No. They haven't even tweeted anything today at all. But this Reuters does say further live coverage is expected. So let me go Law and Crime. They're not live right now either, y'all. I don't know if there's actually somebody talking live. They just walked in my room. Andrew B said to be a to be a fly on 50 Cent's wall right now. I was saying, shoo, I'm dying. I want to see it. Kill with kindness. You are funny for this comment. I swear you can clean all the nasty clouds of toxic out of this crazy. I don't think all of them, but I am here to save the world from the internet. It's 11 p.m. and I got work at 7 a.m., but I'm committed. Well, I mean, people, y'all got to feel free to go to sleep. Y'all got to feel free to go to sleep. Further live coverage is expected. I mean, but it don't say that. Let's go to what's our friend's name? Inner City Press. I think it's pretty much over, y'all. Is this live staying up or no? I think so. I think you can share a link. You can post it on Twitter. If not, go tag me over there. Love, Jen said he's still inside throwing a fit. You're welcome, Journey. When his lawyer came out, he said he wants to move him to a cell in New Jersey. Yeah, we did talk about that when we were reading the live tweets, but something that...
A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in
What
the
is
Southern
this?
District of New York.
Oh.
One of the most
Oh my God. It was a autoplay, I guess. This live stream ended. Oh my God. That scared me. Stop.
For 30
I
plus
don't even remember what I was doing.
Jefferson Health Hospitals have been recognized regionally and nationally in multiple specialties by U.S. News and World Report for deliver.
We got a new angle, y'all. This is the fan cam. That would be me if I was out there. They got the Department of Homeland Security police telling people to move, clear the way. WFAA. Okay. Let me go look for that. Actually, Mary, thank you for asking this question because it's one that people ask me often, and to me, I thought people were being like facetious when they used to ask me this because I thought it was literal, and I would say, yeah, I would still feel that way because for me, I know that a just and fair system will prosecute someone, and so is the system always just and fair? Of course not, but you always have the same way you're asking me to think about if it was a son or a daughter, you should think about if your son or your daughter were being falsely accused. Now, do I personally believe Diddy is being falsely accused? No, I think he did everything that they're accusing him of. But that's just my thoughts. And we have entire systems set up here in the United States of America. I don't know where you're from. Maybe you're not American. We have an entire system set up here, which depends on due process, equal protection, fair trial. We have a constitutional right in this country to a fair trial. And that is because if you do not get a fair trial, then you don't know for sure about the outcome of the case. So, yeah, even if it were my son or daughter, who was a victim of Diddy, would I personally be happy and feel joy and excitement if he were being held like that? Yeah, because I'm vengeful and I'm spiteful. But that's not the same as saying we should do things cruel and unusual just because of our feelings. You know, that's something different than the world I want to live in. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. Slept through the hearing. What happened? Girl, you got to rewind. I ain't repeating it. Somebody just screamed at him. I hope you go to jail. This must be them going in. He turned around and laughed. Justin. There's Christian. This must be them going in. This was them earlier. There's Justin. There's, I think, his girlfriend. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. That appears to be Quincy holding Christian on the back with this in and out gray suit. If I'm the judge in there, I'm saying, look, we're not paying to air condition the neighborhood with your in and out. Okay. Let me look for this WFAA thing. WFAA Diddy post bail hearing. No, I don't see anything about that. Click on this again. I could.
Trying to make sense of all this data.
Just get Saspire.
That's fine.
Oh, wow. The quickest way from 1 billion points of data.
Exactly.
Sapphire.
I don't think that happened. Or if it did happen, they're hiding it from us. Quincy and Albie sure were at the White House this Monday? Huh? Hey, everything. No, I definitely don't think it is. I do not think it's good for their mental health. Is the guy in gray suit not that young guy who is his top security guy? I thought his top security guy was what's his name? Fahim Muhammad? Is that his name? I don't remember. Fahid? I don't remember. It's the papers with Charlene Latham. Oh, for a celebration of Black excellence held at the White House. Well, maybe they had already been invited to that. That in and of itself isn't dispositive, but because again, y'all, Quincy is not accused of doing any crimes. Neither is Christian. Neither is Justin. Neither any of the kids. A couple of them, I think Christian and Justin are named in some of the civil suits. One of them, I think. But that doesn't mean that they are guilty. That doesn't mean that they are liable. That doesn't mean they did anything they're accused of. That's why we have court and all that. All right. So let me pull up that document that was filed by Diddy's lawyer. Now, this is going to end up being important because it's not over. It's not over. They're appealing this again, we just learned. So it's a letter. It's 15 pages. We're not going to read it word for word because I am tired, but it's a letter in lieu of a formal motion for Diddy's release from custody on the proposed bail package below. Okay, so let's get to the bail package. We already read this. Remember we read a picture that somebody had tweeted or whatever? This is what they were proposing. The defense proposes the following bail package, not all of which were proposed as part of our package to the magistrate judge: the $50 million bond, the co-signed by Diddy, his mom, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, the mother of his youngest daughter. Remember we read all this yesterday? Let's see what happened on the next page. His passport was surrendered to counsel. The passports of the following family members who have already surrendered their passports to counsel after the raids. Let me see what I'm reading here because I want to. Okay. Just last weekend, Diddy entered into a letter of intent with a party to sell the plane. He understands he is not to travel to Los Angeles, where the plane had been located this week, and further, that the plane is not to be brought to any district in which Diddy is located until it is sold. Okay, so they're telling the court that it flew yesterday. I'm trying to find this Lou Taylor footnote, if there is one. Okay, I see footnote 4. Oh, here's 5. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep reading. He's been trying to sell the airplane. He also is agreeing to home detention with GPS monitoring. He's agreeing to restrict all visitors to his residence at 2 West Star Island and 1 West Star Island, both of his Florida properties, except for family, property caretakers, and friends who are not considered to be co-conspirators. Oh, they were trying to have Diddy have friend visits at his house. Okay. Okay. Restrict female visitors to Diddy's residence except for family or mothers of his children. Somebody said, what about the fellas? Somebody said, what about the fellas? The security comes. So these are the things that Diddy tried and failed to argue that he would be willing to do so he didn't have to go to jail. Well, he failed. The security company that secures Diddy's person and properties will require any person who enters the property to sign a visitor log. And then the company will produce those logs to pretrial services nightly. No contact with known grand jury witnesses. I mean, please, I think that goes without saying. My God. Weekly drug testing provided by pretrial services, paid for by we the people. All other standard conditions of pretrial supervision. Yep, no, it failed. I'm just trying to see what there's all these exhibits attached to it. So let me pull those up. Unfortunately, it's like one at a time. It's aggravating, and I didn't have time to figure it out before I had to go live, and I was already like 5-6 minutes late. Okay, so this is exhibit 1 to that attachment, or to that letter. This was filed today. Exhibit 1, see, look up here, 918. Exhibit 1, appraisal of 1-Star Island. Sorry, 2-Star Island. Praise be. Here we go. This is what I was looking for right here. Client, TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group. Look at that. Remember I was making everything green yesterday? TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group. In accordance with your request, I have appraised the real property at 2-Star Island Drive, Miami Beach, Florida. The purpose of this appraisal is to develop an opinion of the defined value of the property as improved. The property rights appraised are fee simple interest. In my opinion, the defined value of the property as of June 28, 2022, so it's like 2 years ago, a couple months more than 2 years ago. And it says that the appraisal is $48,500,000. Then they attach this report. I don't want to linger too long on anything. I'll have to look at this on my own time because I don't want to inadvertently share any, actual identifying information. I don't know whose social security or anything is on there. So I just want to screen. This is my first time seeing this. So these are the appraisal photographs. This is public record. And it was filed as a public record by Diddy. He made it a public record. So beautiful home. Okay, so the plans. The TriStar Sports and Entertainment's got its fingerprints all over everything. I mean, this is Britney Spears' business manager. TriStar Sports and Entertainment is the company that Robin Greenhill works for. And Robin Greenhill was named specifically by name in the Lil Rod lawsuit as paying the S workers. Let's pull up the could be. See? Could be. Let's pull up the second exhibit. There's like 9 exhibits. Here's exhibit 2 to Diddy's motion for his proposed bail package. It was filed today. It was denied. This was the appeals court. Looking at the second exhibit. Please return to. So what are we looking at? This is a satisfaction of mortgage. Okay, so this is Diddy paying off his mortgage. Okay, what I notice here, interesting, is Nathan Eisler is the lawyer working on this in some capacity, and he's at Greenberg Traurig. Greenberg Traurig is the law firm that Matt Rosengart works at, which is Britney Spears' lawyer's law firm. Okay, so here's the mortgage. It's just a mortgage showing that he has satisfied. He's paid it off. If I wasn't live, I would go and probably look those up. Okay, let's go to exhibit 3. And this is, again, the exhibit attachments that Diddy himself filed. Diddy himself made a public record today. These were filed today in court. Now, this is a letter. This is from Diddy's lawyers, Agnafilio. Thank you so much. Wow, I have a lot of these. Hold on. When you said this offer proves there's tunnels. Okay, so I didn't say that. I said it convinces me, but I was joking. It doesn't necessarily, but what did come to my mind was like, I don't know. Diddy's probably going to be able to sneak somebody in somehow. And then, I remembered people saying that about the tunnels. I was mostly joking, but thank you for the $2 super chat. And it definitely came to my mind. Thank you for the 50 units of currency. Hug it. He needs this. He needs to be alone with his own thoughts. And remember, he has never been alone. He has never been alone. And thank you for the 50 SEK. Creepy but beautiful. Lots of cute iguanas running. What? Thank you for the $10 super chat. Jaded, thank you for these super chats. Okay, so this is a letter. This is a letter that was filed today by Diddy. It says, as you know, we represent Sean Combs, and this is to the government. This is to the prosecutors. We represent Sean Combs. We write to inform you that, when is this from? April. This is from April. Okay, so this is the letter saying, the lawyer is agreeing and admitting he has Diddy's passports. That was filed today in court as evidence. Let's see what else. Exhibit 4. This appears to be an email. Exhibit 4, it's an email. This is from September. So this is an email from yesterday. The subject is Sean Combs. Okay, so the date on this one actually was from March 18th. This is around the time that Diddy's houses were being raided and all of that. Sending the email from the lawyer to Emily Johnson, the United States Department of Government. That is the prosecutor. To send it to the other side. Diddy's lawyer sent this email in March. Hello, Assistant U.S. Attorneys Johnson and Steiner. Just following up on the email from last Wednesday. If you have a few minutes to touch base, I'd really appreciate it. There's a situation I would like to bring to your attention. Thank you, Mark. Then Mark again, good afternoon. AUSA's Johnson, Steiner, and Smizer. I apologize, AUSA Smizer. I cannot find your email address. My name is Mark Agnifilo, and I represent Diddy in connection with your investigation. I know we have never met, but I would like to speak with you and provide you with information that has come to my attention over the last couple weeks, my cell phone number, and thank you. I look forward to meeting you. And this again is a public record. Okay, let's look at exhibit number 5. And I'm just doing this because so much stuff gets filed, and if I don't do it in the time, it's like I never really get back around to it. Here's exhibit 5, another email, it appears. Combs Travel. This is back from June. This is from Diddy's lawyer, the other one. Good evening, Mr. Combs departed OPF at 10:24 p.m. and is expected to land at VNY at 12:17 a.m. Thanks for letting us know. Okay, so this is just the proof that his lawyers emailed and let the assistant U.S. attorneys know where he was and where his whereabouts were. Let's move on to exhibit 6. Thank you, Eve, for the £2 super chat. Love from Scotland. Love you, mean it. Okay. Exhibit 6. This is, again, filed today. This was filed by Diddy and Diddy's lawyer on behalf of Diddy. Diddy is the one who made this public. Good morning, Mr. Combs is no longer traveling to New York this week. Okay, more proof about his travels. Okay, that was exhibit 6. And that is good proof. I do think that's good proof. I'm glad they were doing that. They should have been doing that. So that's good. Let's move to exhibit 7. This is a letter from Diddy's lawyer to the assistant U.S. attorneys on the case, investigation of Sean Combs. As we discussed last week, Diddy will be traveling from Miami to L.A. to attend the high school graduation. He'll be traveling to L.A. on his private plane. On this point, we write to follow up on our phone call yesterday where we advised that that efforts have been made to sell his plane, which is owned by a single member LLC called Love Air. Hold on, let me write that down. Love Air LLC. Hold on. I'm stopping what I'm doing right now because I got to see. Okay, fine. I'll finish this exhibit, but then we're going to see who is listed on the business documents for Love Air LLC. As we discussed, okay, so do y'all see what I mean? Y'all see why I'm saying that? On this point, we write to follow up on our phone call yesterday. This is in May, 4 months ago. They still haven't sold this plane, by the way. We advised you that efforts have begun to sell this airplane, which is owned by a single member LLC called Love Air. I want to know Is this managed by TriStar Sports and Entertainment? If it is, then my prediction that TriStar Sports and Entertainment was the financial company in charge of selling this plane is TriStar. Okay. That they're the ones in charge of selling the plane. I'm looking up the business records right now. Let me go to the California Secretary of State. And I'm going to go to the business search tool. And I'm trying to find out. Oh, sorry. Let me share this screen with y'all. Here I am. Love Air. Thank you. Love Air Inc., not Love Air LLC. Okay. Let me go to Open Corporates. It may not be a California company. It may be a New York company. Open Corporates. Love Air. Air Love? I don't see Love Air. I see Love Air British Columbia. I see Air Love LLC in Michigan. I see Air Love Sorrel in St. Martin. Huh. This is interesting. Air Love St. Martin. Love Air and Automotive Repair. I don't know what the deal is with this Love Air. Is it? Oh, it is one word, Love Air. Alex B, thank you for the super chat and thank you for alerting me. Let me try that. Is it a California company? It's a California company. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that. What the hell? Frontier. Oh, look, there you have it. Okay, right here. But I got distracted. LoveAir.com Inc. Oh my word. What is LoveAir.com Inc? This is what I do usually, not live. Love Air LLC, Delaware, Newcastle. So it ain't going to tell us who owns it. Frontier Leasing Limited Partnership, previously known as Love Air Home Care. Okay, I have some investigating to do when we get off of here. Let me look at this. I clicked on the Love Air Delaware one. Are you serious? Please. Oh my Lord. Let's go to this one. Love Air in Florida. LoveAir.com Inc. I want to go to loveair.com, but I'm not doing it public because who knows what's going to come up. Loveair.com. What is this? What is this? What? What is this? You know who also had an air company and who also was a host on Making the Band? Lewis Pearlman, him. Thank you, Better Together, for the $10. Wait a second. Stop it right now, Better Together. His plane's registered agent is TriStar? No way. No, I don't believe it. Let me look it up. Love Air LLC. You're right. Look at the first link. Oh my God. This is public record. It's the FAA registry. Love Air LLC, 9255 West Sunset Boulevard, West Hollywood, California. It has a Rolls-Royce engine manufacturer, temporary certificates. Oh, here's the past registrations. Ooh, what? Hold on. Deregistered aircraft, one of two. I don't know how to really read these, y'all, to be honest. Okay, so it's an old jet. It's like the 2003. I don't know how to read these. Really? Okay, wait, Missouri. Remember okay, so White Industries, Inc. Remember we were looking at somewhere, oh, it was Michigan. Sorry, not Missouri. CSSNA.